Hey everyone, we've got this John Deere loaded up on the trailer. This is the one that won't go in forwards. It'll drive perfectly fine in reverse, but not in forwards. So finally decided we're gonna take it down and drop it off at the John Deere dealer and have them look at it. So that's what we're doing. So I didn't record dropping the tractor off yesterday because when we got there, it all happened really fast and I didn't have time to pull a camera out, but got that tractor unloaded. They're gonna take a look at it. They should have taken a look at it yesterday. Obviously I haven't heard anything. Not surprisingly, it usually takes a few days before you ever hear anything, but we'll see what they have to say about it. This trailer looks really dirty. And there's a good reason for that. Because I found something out. After we dropped the tractor off, we stopped at Baumgar's and picked up a 55-gallon drum of hydraulic oil. And we put it right up here and then put a strap around it. I don't know why none of us thought about this, but there's this winch guide right there. And at some point when we were going down the road, we were actually getting pretty close to home, and all of a sudden Grandpa slammed on the brakes and was like, whoa, there's oil spewing everywhere. And we looked, and that right there poked a hole in the side of the tank. So we laid it down real quick so it wouldn't do that, at least quite as bad. Threw a strap over it and got it to the shop, and I'll go show you here in a minute, but I put JB Weld over the hole. And at this point I have it stood back up. I unloaded it off sideways with the crane and was able to patch it that way. So we're gonna go see if it's holding. Well, this is the tank. And you can see this is my JB Weld patch, but this hole was a big 1-inch slit across here and it was not good. It dumped a lot of oil out. Luckily the trailer caught 99% of it, but I don't think it really dumped that much out, but enough to be annoying. And obviously this stuff costs money, although it's probably good for the trailer. Now that I think about it, it's probably good for the deck. But anyway, so we got to clean the side of this thing off and then set it over here. I'll probably set it behind this one, and then when we run out of this one, I'll take it off its cart and put this one on the cart, throw the pump in it. That won't be for a little while, I don't imagine. It's still got some in it, so. We will clean this off and then we'll get back to you. So it's the following day. Didn't do a whole lot after that yesterday. Just pretty much, I did mow Grandma's lawn because she's not here. And after I went and ate lunch, pretty much took the rest of the day off. So wasn't really a whole lot going on. But this morning, after the other day, I've got some spray left over in this sprayer because, well, I didn't calculate it out quite right. Oh well. Anyways, we are gonna put the dogs in the house because they don't get to be out while I'm spraying. And then we're gonna go empty the sprayer. And by that I mean there's a bunch of weeds around here, and the stuff that's in there is gonna be perfect for killing the weeds and not the grass. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's go put the dogs away and we'll get this show on the road. Well, we finished emptying out this sprayer and now we are headed back to the shop to go clean this out. And actually I just got a text saying that a sprinkler tire fell off of one of our pivots. So I guess I'm gonna park this and then we'll go do that, work on that. It shouldn't take very long. So anyways, we'll drive this back to the shop and I'll get back to you. Well, apparently the leading tire on Tower 7 in our alfalfa field has lost a tire. So I got a freshly mounted tire, And we're gonna go take it out there with some tools. And you'll get to see how this process works. Well, we had to stop and grab one of our big chains out of this pickup that we used to haul that tractor yesterday. And now we're going out to the field. I will get this going. Stop up here, and I will meet you guys out there. But here we are. Here, I'll see if I can zoom in. There it is. There's the culprit. Easy enough, I guess. So we are going to continue making our way out there. And in case any of you are wondering, this is exactly how you make a corn grower jealous. By bringing your tractor out to work on the sprinkler in the middle of the growing season. This will make any corn grower jealous. And I know that because I'm also a corn grower, and this makes me jealous when I get to do this in the alfalfa field of all places. Especially not too long after we've got it cut and baled and gotten the hay off. It's really a treat. So I'll get this set up. Since I'm by myself, I can't do it with the phone very well. Anyways, we're gonna drop this tire off right here. I got a chain hanging down right here. We're gonna hook that chain, oh, there's my finger, right onto here, lift the sprinkler up, take that off, throw this tire on, drop that down, bada boom, bada bang, and we're gonna leave. So I'll get back to you. Hey everyone, so we made it out here. I've got this tractor hooked up to the pivot, got it lifted in the air, and we're gonna take this off, put this on, drop her down, and good to go. I got the lockout valve closed on the loader so that it can't drop, and I suppose it still could if something went catastrophic, but that's why we don't walk under them. This is a really heavy chain. It's not gonna break, and that hook's not gonna slip off just because of the way it's hooked on there. If anything breaks, it'll be these forks, but they can handle quite a bit more load than what this little piece of this pivot weighs. So we're gonna go ahead and get this changed and throw that rim on here, take it back. Grandpa already went, I don't know where, somewhere the tire was laying, and he went and hooked onto it with the UTV and dragged it all the way to the farm. So I don't have to worry about that. I just got to toss the rim on and we'll go. So I'm gonna work on that and we'll get out of here. So you guys are gonna like this. When I mounted this tire, I made sure this sprinkler always goes this direction. It always goes counterclockwise, or clockwise. Jeez. Anyways, when I mounted this tire, I made sure that I checked the dish on the rim and I made sure the treads were going this way. Apparently, right before I mounted it, I must have decided it would be easier to mount it on the other side of the rim first. Flipped the rim over, didn't think about the fact that the treads would be going the other direction. Now I have a backwards tire. Didn't even realize it until after I mounted it. So that's incredible. The good news is I'm gonna leave it, because realistically, it's not our ground, it's just sand out here. And on top of that, we have these trailing nozzles, which do a really pretty good job keeping the track from getting wet. So it really wasn't gonna cause that much problems, but it is annoying. So anyways, I just thought I'd show you that. I got the old rim loaded up on the forks, and we're gonna take it in, and then I'm gonna go eat breakfast. Well, this is crazy, but we're back out at this field for the nth time for a completely different reason. And as you can possibly tell, it's stuck. Well, it was. I've backed it up since, cleaned the wheels off. And our plan at the moment is both of these tires have dug. This is the problem one, but as a result, that's now a problem too. This is a really deep hole. And so I'm gonna step this out with a shovel and then throw some big rocks in there. Do the same thing with there. We brought the humdinger It's got the shovel, and see, these are the rocks. I get these nice big flat rocks, and that's what I use. It works really well. I'm not undecided if it's really a great permanent solution, because at some point this field will have to get torn out, and then you'll have a bunch of rocks in the wheel tracks, but I guess we'll get to that when the day comes. This didn't used to happen either, because this sprinkler a few years back got re-nozzled, and this used to have directional, you can see these booms sticking out. This used to have directional nozzles, and all the water would spray away from the tower, and the sprinkler just goes in one direction all the time. And as a result, we never had any wheel tracks whatsoever. But these got re-nozzled, and they didn't put directional nozzles on here, and so it hits the tower, and now we have stuck sprinklers. So not as bad as we used to when we had some other sprinklers in Colorado, but definitely isn't fun. And I would hate to have to do this out in a cornfield or something. But at some point, the plan is to put directional nozzles on, and then after we do that, there's a lot of ideas, but so far the best idea we have so far is go through and rototill these, assuming we're not going to tear out the alfalfa. Then we're going to go through and rototill these tracks. It'll take forever, but whatever. And then once the ground is softened up, any areas that didn't get completely fixed, like these extra deep holes here, we'll go through with the track closer and we'll build them up nicely. And then with the directional nozzles, we won't have this issue anymore. So that's the plan. I'm gonna get to work on this, and I'll catch you guys in a little while. As you can see, it worked. Our big hole was right over there, and this is getting ready to dip down into the second smaller hole. It won't even really look like much, but it is working absolutely perfectly. So we are gonna go turn the water on now, and hopefully this doesn't have more problems. We'll see. I just thought I'd share something kind of funny. It is so hot outside that I have to actually, my phone is overheating while I'm recording. So I developed this contraption. The UTVs have these outlets on them, these 12-volt outlets. And I have a little ice pack in here and a little lunchbox. And that's where this phone sits when I'm not recording, because it was overheating to the point where it was stopping recording. And I'm like, hey, I need to do that. So kind of ridiculous. Now it's not Texas hot or anything here, and it's also not humid, but it's still hot. Hot is hot. I don't care who you are. Hot is hot. So we are going to take, well, I'm actually going to take this UTV because it's got the top, and I can get some shade. We're going to set some of this stuff over here, and that way I can park it next to the sprayer. We have to wash out the sprayer. Where's the plug on here? Here it is. So we have to wash out the sprayer for a couple reasons. Number one, because after you're done spraying, you're supposed to wash out the sprayer. That's obvious. But there is another reason. Number two, I want to fill it back up with some fresh water and test an idea that I've kind of put it together a long time ago, but I've never been able to actually test it out. And I thought, with it being so hot, it might be kind of fun to spray some water in places. So in case you're wondering, this is just, black seats are hot, dude. These suckers are hot. So yeah, that's got a towel on it. This has a floor mat on it. This works really stinky. It looks goofy, but it's not like it doesn't match the Humdinger. But anyways, this works really well in the sun, I found out. So that's awesome. But we're gonna take this over and clean the sprayer out and get it ready to go. And I put well, I'll tell you when I get over there. All right, here's the sprayer. I got this water tank full for reasons I'll explain in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and unfold the booms, clean the tank out, rinse the booms out. I'm probably gonna have to use some actual cleaner for this stuff that I've been spraying. And the thing that I'm excited about is actually this little deal. So back up in here is the filter housing. It's kind of hard to see, but here's the filter. The sprayer isn't a huge sprayer, so it's only got one main filter screen on here. But anyways, I don't know if you can see it very well. Right here I have this banjo valve, this little one, and on the end of it is a garden hose attachment. And that is because that's pressurized from the pump on the sprayer. So if I have the booms turned off and I open that valve, that manual valve, if you have a garden hose hooked up, in theory, we're gonna test this today, but in theory you could shoot a fair amount of water pretty far, depending on your hose that you use, I suppose, and whatever pressure you have the sprayer set to. So the idea behind it, the reason I did that was because I thought to myself, there's been a whole lot of fires around here lately. Now, I don't really think we're at too much risk here. Oh, I don't want to say that too loudly. Because there is absolutely the possibility. It's just that we're surrounded by sprinkler pivots. So I think it's a less chance of us really being affected by fire quite as badly. But even if there was one, it could still cause a ton of destruction around here. So I thought, you know, this pump, my electric pump, fills this sprayer up in like 6 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes. So if I keep this water tank full, all a person would have to do is, my plan was to use this blue hose, except I don't really know. You might want to keep this on to fill this tank while you're out being a hero. So maybe we go get a different hose. I was going to use it because this is a 1-inch garden hose and it fills this really fast. I was going to hook that on here, but now I'm kind of thinking it would be smarter to leave that on the tank. So I might go get a different hose, the short hose that we have in the shop. Anyways, the theory is, with these booms folded up, they act like rails, and I'm pretty sure someone could pretty safely stand on top, and there's plenty of stuff to hold on to. So one person could stand on top holding the garden hose, and the other person run the sprayer, and you just run up along the edge of the fire, assuming the wind's not blowing 100 miles an hour. If it's blowing too fast, then I would assume you just let it go. But and then just deal with it after it passes. But anyways, of course I'm not a firefighter, so I don't know. I don't know hardly anything about how that works, but this is all just ideas and just kind of stuff that I've been keeping in the back of my head. So we're gonna clean the sprayer out, fill it up with some clean water, and then I want to hook a hose up and just see what kind of water pressure we get out and what it actually looks like, how much area you can wet down with it. So I'm pretty excited. So anyways, I'm going to set the phone up and I might do a time lapse of cleaning this sprayer out and getting it set up. We'll see. Hopefully my phone doesn't overheat during that time. That's why I got the UTV with the shade and the ice bucket. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But anyways, we're going to get to work. We got the sprayer washed out. and I was letting my phone cool off in its new cooler while I was getting this neck system hooked up. I threw in about 80 or 90 gallons of water, just plain water, and I hooked this garden hose on the back, and I opened up the valve, and there's this little valve on the outlet end that I put on there that's closed right now. So I hope this doesn't blow up. I'm gonna turn the pressure down a little ways just to start, and I'll turn the pump on. I'll have the recirc valve open, so that'll decrease the amount of pressure, and then I'll test the hose, and we'll bump the pressure up as we need until it's satisfactory. So let's climb up there. Oops, that was weird. Okay, I am sweating. Not that you want to know that. Oh, I gotta set the phone down for this part. This is a two-hand job, turning on the pump. Okay, we're turned on. We're at, with the recirc valve open, we're at about 35, it's about 35 PSI. Let's go see what that looks like. It doesn't feel substantial at the moment, but that is a lot more pressure than what was coming out. So that's a, wow. Goodness gracious. That's, like, there's the UTV. I can spray well past the UTV from here. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. And it's putting out, I mean, you can see the marks on the ground. It's hot outside and it's wet in the ground. That's crazy. Here, let's close this. It's hard to do with one hand. Let's go ahead and open up the recirc valve all the way, because I know that if a person was running this, I'm not gonna be at idle like I am now. So that dropped us down to 20 PSI. Let's take us back up. Let's go to 40. Let's see what 40 does. Now that's a lot more normal RPM than I would be running. So if the recirc valve is all the way open, I don't know if it's actually gonna, oh yeah, it made about a 10-foot extra distance change or more. See, all the guy has to do, look at all this space you can stand on. And you got like 360 degrees. You can even spray out in front of the sprayer if you wanted. I don't know why you would do that, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, this is not the worst idea I've ever had. This is pretty cool. So, well, that answers that question. Obviously, I wish I had a controlled fire that I could put out right now, but I'm not gonna dare light a fire when it's this hot outside, and we've had this many uncontrolled fires in this area. See, it's just, I can soak most of this grass pretty quick. It's not a ton of water output, but I didn't want a ton either, because this sprayer doesn't have that big of a tank. It's only 660 gallons. So I just wanted to be able to precisely lay down water at a high pressure at a fairly decent reach. And it seems to me that I've pretty well achieved that. So this is really cool. Well, we're gonna set this here. Obviously, I would have the rest of the hose up here, not laying on the ground. That's kind of a pain, but well, let's shut this off and fold it up. And golly, it's hot. I'm done for the day. We're gonna call it quits, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.